We begin this evening with a shocking scene in Springfield from this morning. 3 people hospitalized after an explosion at a scrap metal processing plant. Welcome everyone to Western Mass News at 5 on this Tuesday. I'm Chris Pisano. Western Mass News reporter Glenn Kittle joining us live now in Springfield with more details. Glenn.
Chris, we're told that first responders rushed to the scene just before 8 o'clock this morning. Now the cause of that explosion is under investigation.
Just before 8 on Tuesday morning, first responders descended on Albany Street in Springfield following the explosion at the Joseph Friedman Company that sent 3 employees to the hospital with minor injuries. Springfield Fire Captain Drew Pamonte tells Western Mass News evacuating workers from the building was their first priority.
We were able to account for the employees pretty quick when we got on scene. They followed the company's emergency evacuation plan that they practiced, so we were able to make sure that everybody was accounted for and safe.
First responders then assessed the scene. Pamonte tells us they took precautions to prevent any secondary explosions. Then they worked to make sure the building is structurally sound to go back inside.
I believe it is still sound to work, and they do have a lot of cleanup to do on the inside to get it ready to be habitable again for safe working conditions. Right now they assess the stability by checking the load bearing beams, the columns.
Western Mass News reached out to the Joseph Friedman Company. They tell us operations at this location were shut down for the rest of the day on Tuesday. Work will resume as normal on Wednesday morning. The cause of the explosion is currently under investigation by the Springfield Arson and Bomb Squad. Pamonte adds the investigation will take time before his team finds answers.
The Springfield Arson and Bomb Squad's investigating the events that led up to the explosion to determine the source of the ignition, and that could take anywhere from a week to a month, depending on what they have to go through.
Coming up at 6, we're digging deeper into an explosion such as this one. Reporting live in Springfield, Glenn Kittle, Western Mass News.